and give some context. So her son is interested into designing, so she'll share how her journey has been into CoVersity along with her son and along with the others who have been part of the cohort and being guide to all these youth. So over to you, Bhaval. Please, you can start. Thank you.
Thank you, Kritika, Srijani, Viji, and all of you. Yeah, for being here. And yes, so I'm Bhaval, mother of 15-year-old son, Krishil. Yeah, so it's been quite a long time when we are out of school, and yeah, we are following our interest. And yes, this last 1 year. Srijani, would you like to share the screen, the presentation? I don't mind without that also, but
yeah, Kritika, can you do that?
No worries if it is not happening, that's fine. Yeah, so yeah, it's been like he's 15 and we started this journey when he was 5. Till preschool he was going to school, and then from grade 1 we are off to school. So yes, in this 10 years time span, what the syllabus is always his interest. Okay, and he has always jumped from one interest to the other, from the other, from other. Yeah, and yeah, that has been the journey. Last year, yeah, we were always anyway part of, okay. Now this presentation is also there. Yeah, so I would say we is being like very different as the usual because we are different. So and we would say this 10 years, after this 10 years of being with each other and being with these differences, now we are fine with each other's differences. That's what I would say about today. That okay, we are fine, we are happy being different and together kind. So that much we have made peace with, right? Okay, next slide. Can we go? Yeah, so last 1 year, that's what I'm telling, that in this 10 years, in this long span, we have been to different interests. But yes, last 1 year, after this lockdown opened and all, when he started going to Aarohi, more regularly, and then organically that they found a cohort where they started designing something. Initially they were telling Infinity was the name, and they were just designing things. Okay, and then if that got evolved into some cohorts where they designed different cohorts, like, because those youth, those who had, or like somehow at that point in time recognized their interest, and they were following pretty seriously, kind, I would say, sensibly and seriously, they were putting thoughts on that, and that's how they could create different cohorts within that small group. So yeah, that was the time when so many random interests took shape into some concrete ones. Again, many took form of few interests, and the practice, whatever was happening, turned into deliberate practice. Okay, so yeah, this last 1 year has been that I would say yeah, this entire journey has been beautiful, but at times, yeah, next slide if you can. Yeah, so with community, when I was just, it was just both of us, or as family, there were so many ups and downs, like high and low feelings that there are some days when you will feel like anxious and all. But once during this lockdown, when this online community was came into picture, and we got connected people through online, because earlier we are in Gujarat right now, and Aarohi being in Bangalore, it was not happening. I have been in touch with Ratnesh and Aditi since years, since I have started this journey. Have been a very regular follower of their activities and their work and all, and their philosophy of unschooling or self-learning or whatever. So yeah, but since it was just us, it was so many times it was anxious, me being anxious, and not finding the way. But once we were with the community during that lockdown period, and then when lockdown got open, then started going there physically. So that collaboration, cooperation, and inspiration has made our way what has happened in last year. Okay, so yeah, as I told that me as parent, it is like high and low, and I would say work in progress. And yeah, at times what happens, what I have written excited is always that at times what happens when he shows something like when Krishi shows some interest and I get so much excited. He doesn't mean that, and I start driving far in that direction. Yeah, so that happens even today. Yeah, but again, I would say community helps here. In all these things, whatever 3 things I have written. So right now, I would say community ke jagah, I am saying that okay, this CoVersity is helping, but to me it is, I would say it is similar. Okay, so whenever I am feeling high or low, I connect, and there are one small thing, and there are, I would say, 50 hands to hold your hand kind. So that's the beauty I've experienced, last 3+ years. And last 1 year, again, what I saw that we could, right now, I think we have parked, or he has parked himself somewhere. Because of this journey and being, because of these experiences, I am not saying that, okay, this has happened for life. I'm not, coming to that conclusion. But yes, we have parked somewhere in that park, that phase is with this CoVersity it is because of this CoVersity, because of this cooperation and collaboration. This phase is very enriched space. That's what I would say. Because it has done a lot to his personality. I wouldn't say skill. Yes, it happens. But I would say it is byproduct. Okay. But whatever is happening to the personality, I would always say as a parent that, we are learning to learn, and that was shape later. It is shaping up in a concrete form. When we get together, we document a lot. Together we reflect a lot. Together we plan a lot. So yes, that is last year I would say it has been amazing. Yeah. It is not a mentor. I think I have changed, but it is I am a guide here. Yeah. So yeah. So many times it happens that struggle to find a feet. Like so many times I feel an old lady, and I cannot match their energy and their probably I can't so many times catch the language, and there are so many things where I am feeling that, oh, I am struggling there. But yeah, again, I would say it's the beauty of togetherness. I can't, stop saying about that. Uh, or yeah, at times being guided as a parent, I would say the switch is also difficult. I am feeling difficult to switch my role from parent. So little bit more helicoptering at times, yes, but again, the child is also quite resilient. He will not give up on me being on helicopter. So thankful to him. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the journey, I believe. So far, so many things to share. Uh, but yeah, if I share more on this last 1 year journey, when I feel that this progression has happened from so many things to few things where as I was saying earlier, that we have parked somewhere, and practice has turned into deliberate practice. It's like we have been far more methodological in our area. I would say, yeah. So as unit we seems more sorted. That's what I feel. Clearer than earlier, and hence more focused. Yes, because yeah, chaos is the way. I 100% believe that because of that chaos, we could come to this whatever narrowing down of things. And again, I would say right now, because I don't know, uh, in a year time, we may change his interest, because it has happened. Yeah, but again, uh, whatever the process is happening uh, is is something very valuable. Which, yeah, I think even if he uh, changes his interest tomorrow, I'm not shaken up. I think as parent or as guide, I am absolutely fine that, okay, great, welcome, another one, because we are fine with the process. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Bawal. Thank you very much. It was lovely hearing from you.
Yeah. 1 second, Srijani, before we open the floor for some questions, I wanted to share two things from what Bhaval shared just now. And one very powerful statement that came off from her presentation was that more than the skills, it's how it has, how Krishiv has evolved personally, right? And I think that's like a really big highlight, because as you say, the domains may change tomorrow, or he may want to do something else, but at his core he's kind of taken charge of himself. So Bhaval, you want to kind of elaborate how he has changed personally, or what are the changes that you have noticed?
Yeah, I would say change in both of us. I would say it's not just him, because I feel as parent, till I do not leave, how will we take? So that also has played a role. But yeah, in so many things, because he has been with his age group, no, that has mattered a lot. Right now, if I say that he is. He is wanting, he's targeting, his goal is a concept designer, like concept artist. Okay, so right now he is building up a story, and he's building up a story world. Okay, so here right now we are in a place where he has found a guide. For he's an architect. Okay, so he's helping to build his world. Okay, story world. And from the CoVersity, one more girl, Nisha, she's there to help in story writing. Okay, so the way this is being formulated, uh, I think the thought they put, a small example I would say that, okay, what are the occupation, and accordingly the costume is being designed. What are the elevation of the home and roof, and accordingly the way the character, like, this thought process, I am so amazed by that. So that I told about skill. But apart from skill, like, what I understand your question is, but it is reflecting in entire being, that the small thing is being processed. It is not just here in the storyboard, okay, but entirely because he is, he discuss a lot among themselves. As guide, we have so many guides in this CoVersity. So we throw some thoughts and then they discuss among themselves. So all those things, maybe as guide, when we meet once in a week, we feel like a thoda, like we just, gave a small prompt, but organically it is, being built with their age group, similar age group, yes, and other thoughts. So that was like, whatever the randomness was there, now it is being cohesive, not just in work, but even in his personality. Overall, the conduct has been cohesive now. That's what I am seeing in this last year of whatever, conversation and interaction is happening with the group.
Sure. Okay. So we'll open the floor for some questions. If you have, based on what Pavel just shared from her journey, you have any questions for her, we can take that up now. I have some questions. I'm just holding back. So if anybody wants to ask, please ask now. Okay, so while we wait for people to collect their thoughts around what you just shared, one question that I wanted to ask you was like, so you are a parent, so you become a guide at CoVersity. Okay, similarly, there are other parents who also become guides. So in a way, all the guides, you are all together in some sense, right? So how does that help to know other families who are also in the same journey? Does that make a difference?
See, that's what I'm telling, that, once in a week when guides meet and all, guide is listening to all. So that's what I was like, even while I was presenting through presentation, that, earlier it was so much of high and low, because it's just me. It is so much of load as a parent on me. Okay. Now, since and there are so many times there are anxiety when I share with community, that doesn't reach to him at times. It doesn't need to reach, actually. My anxiousness always, maybe it was not even required. But since I'm talking to other parents, other guides, parents, whatever you say, it is being filtered there. Okay. So same way, why am I feeling more, confident, I would say? Because there is, now there is quite a, I wouldn't say absence of anxiety, but it is quite less. Why? Because I don't think it is just on me. That load, again, when your child is not going to a structured school, at times as parent, which is not necessary probably, but yeah, at times one takes it as like that. Okay, that if I will not do, who will do? So that relaxation or that enriching experience is there through other guides, parent guides in the group in CoVersity.
Okay. Any other questions from?
So I have
Hi.
a question. Can I?
Yeah,
sure.
maybe Archana, you can go first and then we'll take Novo's question. You have to unmute, Archana. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I have a 5-year-old kid, wherein we every day we do a few activities and we go with the flow, like what he likes to do. My question is, should I follow a particular timetable or something, or a particular curriculum, wherein like few homeschoolers they do? So when I look at other homeschoolers, I feel like little worried that am I not going into a proper curriculum or something. For example, if I start with the phonics, I see that how he goes on and I go with them. So could you please help me out with that?
Yes, yes, Archana, actually, we have, so the 5 to 6 meeting, right, is specifically for the age group that you're talking about, the whole open learning aspect. So, but these are
Okay.
also, there are also playlists which are saved on YouTube. And there are a lot of topics and these things will be addressed there. So we will be sharing
Fine.
the YouTube link. You can have a
Okay.
look at that and, there are a lot of themes that are discussed. It's discussed as themes on
Okay.
so that will help.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Nupur, you had a question.
My question was that how many people are there in one cohort? So how many around 17-year-olds would be there together?
There's one cohort, and these are like not interest-based cohorts, but everyone is on the same journey, so they might have different interests, but they're part of one cohort. And it's really last year we started with a trial, which there in 5. There's some background noise where I'm not able to hear. Yeah. So last year there were 5, youth, and some of them were interested in designing, some were there in writing, some were interested in filmmaking. So it's really based on the youth who are coming in that. So this year when we start in June, it depends on who is interested in what. So these are not interest-based cohorts, but the cohort is one, and they may connect based on what their needs or wants are at that particular moment. Like Bhaval was sharing, Krishi wanted some help with the whole story aspect of thing. So he's connecting with Misha, who is interested in the writing domain. So somewhere the connections and synergies are formed based on what their need is. Of course, they may connect if they're interested in the same domain, but it's not restricted to domains as such, if that kind of helps answer your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, even I would like to add, like, when all of them, though they were in different cohorts, when they meet at campus, because doing is doing, like, domain may be different, but, that, and overall, whatever is need to be built up, like, it's less of skill, but the more of that personality, or more of that, inculcating the deliberate practice, I would say, and more of focus, where, they were all in the same boat. And as, Kritika saying that, there, when they were there at campus also, one wrote something, the other one made, designing on that, and the other one made film on that. So they were also interlinking all the interests. So more than I would say, seeing as, how many or what kind of, but yeah, they can create their own cohort or their own interest group. Yeah, but that synergy is important when, similar age group people, and, they add with whatever, whatever skill set or whatever their values with this. with the help of environment or guides and mentor.
Yeah, my another question was that I have a 17-year-old, and for obvious reasons, there's a lot of stress between the two of us. So in your opinion, my presence with her for 5 days is advisable or not advisable? Will it sort of clamp her down, or she definitely is a different person when she's by herself, much more open and flowing. So I was just concerned whether it's a good idea for me to be there for 5 days or only to sort of drop her and then come on the last day.
This is for the boot camp, you mean, right?
Yeah, boot camp, yeah.
Yeah. So Nupur, there's no way you can catch these youth, okay, when you're at the campus. So they'll be on their own. But of course, you'll also have a lot of things because the community, the larger community is also kind of, functioning and existing. So you will be part of those things. So, but don't worry, you'll not not really be in her radar, or she won't be in your radar. So you can definitely come for the 5 days. We personally suggest that. So if it's a possibility for you, do come for the 5 days.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we'll proceed with the presentation, and then we can take up more questions. So just keep collecting your thoughts, and we'll come back to your questions once again. Srijani, are you there? Maybe you can.
Yes.
Yes, so you can start the presentation.
Okay, for 2 minutes, maybe one more question can be taken.
Okay. Any other question in the meanwhile?
And I also wanted to add in the Nupur's question is that even if you join CoVersity, also you join as a family and not just as an individual. So yeah, you are into it as a family with the community. Yeah, Kritika, you can start the presentation.
Okay. So, somewhere I think you got some idea from what Bhaval has been sharing, but I'll just give you a quick, glimpse into what CoVersity is. It is for the youth, as you can see, between 14 to 21, where they deep dive of their passions to discover what is really their true calling. And they do all this with a cohort, and they do their main learning is by working on industry related projects, doing internships, assisting mentors. So there's a lot of there's a lot of emphasis on industry connect. Of course, they're supported by guides who are parents and also facilitators from Aarohi. And there are mentors who are domain experts. And if you ask me, okay, what is happening at the end of all this journey? You are, of course, building your expertise in terms of your domain. But as Bhaval also kind of emphasized, as an individual, also the youth is going through a great level of transformation because of these deep explorations and because of working with a cohort. So in a way, you're developing yourself professionally, but the bigger, side highlight is you are also kind of evolving at a very personal level. So tomorrow, even if your domain changes, you are ready to take on any domain. So as we discussed, the main objective is we kind of explore our interests and explore as many interests as we want, and see which of them would we want to grow in professionally. Now, it's very natural
Kritika,
that.
sorry to pause. You have to start from the shorter version of the slide.
Yeah, this is the shorter version, Srijani.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So it's very natural at the age that they are in. They could have many interests. They are exploring multiple things, or they're unsure. That's also completely natural. We say start with one domain, and do it for a considerable amount of time, say 6 months, and do it in connection with the industry to understand what this industry is. What is the work like? What are the people, what are the processes? And then make a decision whether you want to, proceed with it, or maybe switch to something else. So now Srijani will share what really happens. I kind of gave you a gist of what the whole concept is. Srijani will share how it kind of pans out.
Yeah. So yeah, so we'll start like we go on like a 6-month cycles of our journey. Like we start off deep diving into one domain that we choose, like our main interest, and start deep diving into it for 6 months. For these 6 months, we do a lot of intense work. We put in all our efforts and time into that one interest and kind of deep dive into it and understand how this whole industry works and all. So we start off this 6-month cycle on campus. We together as sit as a cohort and kind of plan what to do according to our aims and our dreams, and start doing it in our own style and our own way. We do a lot of work on campus, and then we go off campus and get in touch with the industry. Maybe we go to an internship or do a client project or something like that. We go into the industry and work in the industry, like the real world experience we get. And then we come back again on campus for a few weeks and start reflecting about our journey and see what to do next. And in this at this point, we also decide if we still want to continue the same domain or shift our domain. So the 6 months cycles goes on and on and on. Until we get into that professional level and want to take a leap. So the minimum requirement is you start off your journey with 1 year, and then you can decide if you still want to continue or not. So yeah, and yeah, the flexibility is always there. And in this, after this journey in the CoVersity, you have lot of possibilities and you gain lot of stuff. So if you talk about professional skills, there are few that are listed here, which is you are work certified. You go into the world and do real life work, so you're work certified. And also you simultaneously also build a portfolio. You can showcase your work, and you get industry intelligence as you're in the industry, and you build 4 IR skills, which are 4 revolutionary skills, and also our industry. And equally, as Deepika was also mentioning, that we give importance to ourselves too. So we work on ourselves and we keep evolving, like how Bawal shared about Krishiv evolving through the period of time. So we develop like relationships, interdependence, self-leadership, living skills, and the list goes on and on. Yeah, by the end of the day, we somewhere reach our goal of being an entrepreneur, a job, or go for freelancing, or just pursue it for a creative. Yeah. And finally, one thing I really love about CoVersity is that I am in a group with different people filled with different domains, different perspectives. So it's so fun and also very intense when we do stuff. That's like the best part being in CoVersity. You get to connect with different people, and you have a lot of buddies. You can push and pull each other. You kind of guide each other, give feedbacks, and it's fun. And also kind of we work together kind of environment. So, yeah, that's thing. And yeah, looking forward to see how my journey in CoVersity would look like.
Thank you, Srijani.
Yes. I'll also take this opportunity to kind of share about the boot camps that are coming up too. Yes, the boot camp is a 1 week experience where you get to experience being in and working in CoVersity for 1 week, and kind of see how this whole community works and also how CoVersity, how you can be in CoVersity and see what it does to you. So we have the upcoming bootcamp dates are June 12th. You can register for that too. So I'll drop the relevant links in the chat. You please do visit our website, and also we have meetings every Thursday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 6 p.m. the same Zoom link. And yeah, we also have a YouTube group WhatsApp group where we constantly update with these meetings, lives and stuff that will happen. And also I'll drop my number if you want to get more in touch with the bootcamp, you can contact me. Thank you.
So the question was that are the dates for the cohorts, other than the boot camp, are the dates for the cohort decided?
Yeah, so Nupur, the CoVersity batch starts from June 26th.
Okay.
And so we start off with 1 year, and then, you know, it really depends. Like you can keep continuing after 1 year, but you start with a year.
And if she's appearing for 12th NIOS, is it possible to manage that with this?
No. It's because this is kind of intense, and it will require her to, you know, kind of work with clients and maybe do an internship. So it's not really possible to dabble both at the same time. So if you're doing CoVersity, you only do CoVersity. Otherwise, you'll have to kind of choose the other.
And when does the cycle get over?
This
cycle gets over in June then, coming June, next June.
Yes, so June to April, May is the break month, and then we start again on June.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so before we proceed with questions, I'll make a breakout room where all the youth can go and have their own discussions. And meanwhile, the adults can be in this room and we can have our own discussion. Yeah. So if you're between 14 to 21, you can be part of the youth room where Srijani will be there and she'll answer any of your questions or you can discuss. So that's up to you. But if you're a parent, don't join and you know, ask your child to connect separately from Zoom and then join. So yeah. So Srijani, you can go to the youth room and start. Okay. Eden, you're also in the youth group, right? So you can go to that room. Wait, let me just assign you there. Okay, so yeah, we can have our questions here. We also have Bhaval to help us with her, you know, who can share her experiences also. So if you have any questions, do ask. I'm just sharing this visual to kind of, you know, help you see the bigger picture of what CoVersity is and what are the different components. We have a parent here today, so please make the most of it. And if you have any thoughts on, okay, the room didn't work. Dave, do you want to become part of the youth room? If you can let me know. Okay, I believe you're a youth, right? So I can assign you there. Bhaval, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, while others are still thinking of what to ask, I have a few questions. Maybe I can ask that. Somewhere we always keep mentioning Krishiv as the one person who's got the maximum number of mentors in a way. So, and we always get this question like, you guys don't provide mentors as such, like there's no panel, or you're not giving internship or mentorship essay. So the child has to find out on their own. So can you share Krishiv's whole journey of finding mentors? I remember he has a mentor across countries and across domains. So that's a very interesting aspect that we keep talking about. So maybe you can give that.
Yeah, I think initial credit I will take myself, that okay, I am good at that. I keep meeting people, I keep asking, I keep, at times he feels like mama mujhse dur raho, like you stay away from me.
He has a different problem to solve.
Yeah, so I will talk to anyone and everyone kind, and I'll say that Acha, my son does that, and okay, I think this is the way we can connect kind. But gradually I'm seeing that around 4-5 months back, he attended a live session on Instagram, and he was an illustrator, and he connected with him, and then I thought that, okay, I have now, passed it on. That acha, now he is finding, again, even in that area, I would say, once I am taking the back seat, he is taking up that, earlier I was thinking that acha, this is just me who I'm doing, finding out acha, what you're doing and all. But last month, or last to last month, we had been, because he is into comic and all. So we had been to Comic Fest in Mumbai. And then he has started connecting. Then we were in different direction. I told that, acha, I will collect my data, you collect your data, kind. Yeah, so, and he has collected a quite a, decent data. He has made connections from there. He would send his work, and so yes, that has always been our thing kind, that okay, we keep talking and we keep asking for help, and yeah, we always get that as well.
Yeah, yeah, but I want to put in a word here that he's getting like so whenever he's talking to any mentor on connecting with them, somewhere he's showing all the work he's done, or taking feedback from them. So the connection is because he's able to show, okay, whatever he's done, or he's able to kind of talk the language of the industry. So
Yes,
I think,
yeah, that is so true, that that I was seeing as parent also myself, when we went to that um we would say, there were so many budding startup जो comic बनाते, uska comic, indie comic fest, yeah. And then he was able to talk about, Acha, who is your favorite artist? Ah, okay, that one. And then this one, the name of the books or artist or art or type or yeah. So as you are saying that, since he has gathered the data, he can talk that language.
Correct. Gather the data and also the work that he's done, the efforts that he's
Yes.
put in from his
Yeah,
side.
that's
So-
so true. Yeah.
And I remember him sharing that, he's otherwise very shy person, he was saying. But somewhere when it comes to designing, he is able to just quickly,
Yes.
talk. So it's not like he's the outgoing sort, jaake sabse
Nahin.
baat karke, he's
Nahin.
connecting. Because he has a need and he wants to kind of, get that mentor. So, okay.
Ask me, I am also same. Like otherwise, I'll not open. If two choices are given, keep being silent or speaking, I would say I would choose the first one. Okay, so
Right.
yeah, but it is need, and yeah, that is again a joy as well. Like connecting with it's not always it. We will end up long term thing. There are very few. When it's not possible, right? But again, collecting the data is very important. Talking to different people and knowing that perspective, I think that has been super help for us. Where I would say where so many windows are open now.
Right.
Again, that is taking out that anxiety from within as well. When he was narrowing down, no, I was feeling so anxious that it's very early to narrow down. Array, have we explored enough? And now we are, but now that fear is disappearing, gradually because I feel that acha kya chala jayega. Okay, come on. If he's putting 3 years, that's fine. 3 years mein he has gained so much. Like earlier when he came into this drawing thing, he's been drawing, but earlier he was so much crazy about origami, we used to connect with origamists. Nowadays we are connecting with these illustrators and animators. Yeah, so I think the pattern is same. It just people who are connecting has been different, or things we are doing is different. Otherwise the principles are same, I would say, and that's why I'm not worried anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we are almost to the end of the session, but I have one poll which I am sharing. Do respond to the poll. It will help us understand what is it that, what are your views and perspectives. And we can take maybe one question while Bhaval is here. So if someone has any question, maybe you can, not just Bhaval, like even in general, if you have any question, we can take that up. But requesting everyone to kind of respond to the poll. And Srijani has shared all our social media handles. So if you're on any social media, any of these, mediums, do follow us, and we keep sharing all updates and all the action that's happening. We have a boot camp coming up, so you can see the live action that's happening from the campus. So yes. Srijani, you want to kind of, any last wrapping up words that you want to share from your side?
I just had one question. Lamha already has an internship lined up.
Okay.
Is it possible to sort of integrate her internship with this?
Yes, Nupur. So in a way, this is a completely self-led journey. So Lamha will decide, okay, this is my interest. This is how I'm planning, to go about it. These are the ways I want to, approach my learning process. So, and this is where I want to maybe do an internship or whatever. So it's completely decided, implemented, planned by and executed by her. But of course, she has many other, support systems in the journey.
And in the present cohort, do you already have an idea of what are the interests that people have?
No, as I told you, last year it was filmmaking, writing, and designing. But this year, I can't pin down what are the domains. But it doesn't really matter what the domain is, because we've seen even through the boot camps or even through last year, the domains actually don't matter. Their synergies and their connections are based on what is their need at that time. So the domains could be anything, but by the sheer fact that they're in that same phase of life, and all their ambitions are in a way directed towards the same thing, that makes the whole difference. So okay, you want to add something, Bhaval?
Yeah. So last year, as she's saying that the domain doesn't really matter, as parent also, I would say that it really doesn't matter. This, overall, like, Krishi is into designing, and he got his internship through community only. Because, as parent or as guide, we keep, posting on whatever is, exciting is happening. And then, the internship he went for was game designing, and it was for 16 plus. That time he was 14, but still he got it, because the people who are also, they know that acha, where is the child coming from, from where he got this link as well. So all those things, I think particular domain really doesn't matter when and where I think it matters as an individual, but child will find his way or her way through all these guidance and through all these, group energy, I would say, and through all these support of community or guide or mentors, child himself or herself, and that's the motive, I believe, that where we as mentor or parent or guide take a back seat, and they are driving their own journey. That's the motive. Otherwise, there is no difference in other setup and this setup, but that is the, I would say, sparkling feature of this setup, that they are deciding and they are in charge. And I feel they make it. They need the support, yes, but they make it whatever they're interested into.
Yeah, and I think the bigger support is from the cohorts themselves. So kind of they, figure it out between them more than the guides. Yeah, these are all secondary support systems, but their first, line of support system is their cohort, because that whole emotional connect or the connect with skills or domain or interest, it's a very deep level of connection in that sense.
And
So
what's the difference between a mentor and a guide?
So mentors are domain experts. So like if Krishiv is interested in designing, so anyone from that industry, we term it as mentor. And mentor can be different ways of looking at mentor. Like it need not only be a person, it could be a YouTube channel, or so it's not restricted to a person. Guides are more the parents and the facilitators at Aarohi. Okay, so I think we have kind of overshot, so we will pause the discussion for now. But we keep meeting every Thursday and Saturday, so keep attending more meetups because this is slightly something new or not mainstream. So it might take some time for you to get acquainted with how this is. Go visit the website. We have playlist of all our conversations on Zoom. Keep checking those out, and you'll get a lot of your questions will be answered there. So okay, so we'll pause here for now, and I hope to meet some of you next time again too. Thank you, Bhaval, for sharing your journey with us. It was very powerful and very connecting.
Thank you so much. And I would say again that keep attending, because as parents, more and more we read or more and more we listen. That helps. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.